Have you ever wondered how societies change, evolve, or even completely transform over time? It is not just about isolated events, but often a deep, underlying process of development and struggle. Understanding this dynamic is key to grasping how major shifts occur, from the way we organize our work to the very structures of power around us. Karl Marx famously used the dialectical method as his primary tool for analyzing history, society, and the economy. He did not invent it, but he critically adapted it, turning it from an idealistic philosophical concept into a materialist framework. This approach is central to his entire body of work, offering a dynamic lens through which to view societal evolution. At its core, the dialectical method explains change as the result of a conflict between opposing forces. Imagine a dominant idea or system, which is the thesis. This thesis inevitably generates an opposing force or contradiction, known as the antithesis. The tension and struggle between the thesis and antithesis then leads to a resolution, or a new transformed state, which is the synthesis. This new synthesis then becomes a new thesis, restarting the cycle of development. Marx took this concept from the philosopher Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, but crucially inverted it. For Hegel, the dialectic was about the clash of ideas. For Marx, it was about the clash of material conditions and social relations, particularly economic ones. This is why his method is often called dialectical materialism. So, how did Marx apply this? He saw history not as a random series of events, but as a progression of societal forms driven by their internal contradictions. For instance, feudal society with its lords and serfs represented a thesis. Within it, new economic forces emerged, such as early capitalism and a rising merchant class, which acted as the antithesis. The inherent conflict between the feudal system and these burgeoning capitalist elements eventually led to the collapse of feudalism and the rise of capitalism, a new synthesis. Similarly, Marx argued that capitalism itself, with its fundamental opposition between the bourgeoisie, or owning class, and the proletariat, or working class, contained the seeds of its own transformation. This class struggle is the driving antithesis within the capitalist thesis, destined to lead to a new, socialist or communist synthesis. What makes Marx's application particularly insightful is his emphasis on these internal contradictions. He was not just describing change, he was identifying the inherent tensions within a system that propel it forward. For example, he pointed to the constant drive for profit under capitalism leading to technological innovation, which in turn could displace workers or create new forms of exploitation. These are not external pressures, but forces built into the very logic of the system. This focus on material conditions and their inherent conflicts is what gives his historical materialism its powerful explanatory force. Ultimately, Marx's use of the dialectical method provides a comprehensive way to understand society not as static or fixed, but as constantly evolving through struggle and contradiction. It helps us see how present social structures emerged from past conflicts and how they contain the elements that will lead to future transformations. By analyzing the inherent tensions within any social system, we gain a clearer picture of its dynamic nature and its potential for fundamental change, allowing us to grasp the deeper currents of history and society.